What up, everybody? This is Jay from Volunteer Garage. Today we're going to be working on my Yamaha Blaster. I went riding it about a month or so ago, actually 2 months ago, with a buddy of mine, and we went riding and I kept noticing a fuel smell really bad, and it ended up being my buddy's dirt bike. The fuel filter was leaking right at the seam where it's put together. So we ended up leaving, and on our way back, as soon as we went to pull out, my clutch cable broke right up here. Kind of sucked. So I had to ride all the way back out of the woods with no clutch. Not a big deal, you just can't go as fast. And I'm going to be putting a new tie rod in on it, because one of my tie rod ends also has become loose. I can feel the play in the steering, and it's kind of annoying when you're riding. I just rather fix it, but I haven't done anything with it. It's been sitting here. I cleaned up the basement a little bit and organized some stuff a few days ago. But today we're going to be taking this thing apart and cleaning it. Well, not taking it apart, but cleaning it. And then I'm going to put new clutch cable on it and new tie rod in. Really easy fix to do today. Alright, she's pushed in and pretty much dried off. So what I'm going to start with first is the tie rod. This is the bad one right here, the outer tie rod right there, and I'll show you how I check it, because right now you can grab the handlebars and do this, and I can feel play in there. So what I normally like to do is I'll straddle with my knees right here, this tire, and I'll kind of move the handlebar back and forth like so. You can feel play, a clunk, 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 clunk. The outer tie rod is just worn out. You can feel the clunk and you can see it. And with my other hand, normally when I'm straddling with my knee and moving the handlebars with my other hand, I will take my fingers and just put it right here, and you can feel the clunk inside here. So what we're going to do is, I think I might stand this thing up so I can get to that bottom bolt a little bit easier. So I'm going to stand it up real quick, and we will get that bottom bolt loose and get the jam screw loose. Okie dokie, we got her stood up on her back end there, up in the air. I took the cotter pin out of that castle nut already. I'm sure y'all know how to do that. But next thing you're gonna want to do is you want to take this jam screw loose. I already took it loose with a wrench, or at least I thought I did. Maybe I didn't do it loose enough. This one, instead of righty tighty lefty loosey, it's righty loosey lefty tighty, because it's backwards threaded. So you'll take that, but what you normally want to do is put you something in this little groove right here, take you a 14 wrench, put it on there and loosen it up. Just get it a little bit loose. Next we'll go onto this castle nut. Like I said, I already took the cotter pin out of it. I'm going to use my impact on it. It's a 17 millimeter screw. Nut, put it on there, and out she goes. Now, let's see if it'll come out. Probably not good. Alright, now, next little thing I want to show you. If it wants to stay in there and you don't have a pickle fork, I don't have one here, you'll want to take you a hammer and you want to tap on it right there. And it should knock it loose. Let's see. Yep, right first hit. I got the old tie rod off. You can see how much movement it has and how easy it is. I can feel all kinds of just play in there. So now we got this loose. I'm going to bump this back, the jam nut back up to where it was, right there. And I think this is, yeah. So right there is marked where it was. So we're just going to screw this out, like so. That's going to give me a pretty much measurement to about where it was. It don't have to be perfect because it's an ATV anyway. Alright, I got the new one screwed on. Very easy. So now what you want to do, since the wheel is cocked that way, to the right I guess, that's pushing everything that way, or actually it's pushing this way, you're going to want to grab the wheel, hold it up like this. I'll use my body I guess, see if it'll work, and then you want to grab this and we will hook it in. See if I can't. Well, I might have to do this with one hand, but you get the idea. We'll just I'll hold that up and we'll slide that in right there. Now, since that's put back in, take your new castle nut, we'll screw it on there like that, and I'm going to take my impact and I'll run it in. eBay strikes again. went to tighten this thing down and the nut stripped out. I didn't even really tighten it down that hard. I don't even think I made a complete revolution after it was just snug with my finger, and then it broke. So for now, I put the factory one back on it. Madder than hell. Not even gonna lie. Let's see, that's snug. Yeah, that's snug down. So I'll put my cotter pin back in, and I guess I'll move on to the clutch cable. Alright, got me a Motion Pro cable. Pray to God it doesn't break. It's from eBay too, which Motion Pro is a pretty good brand. I put them on everything else, but who knows what the rate I got, the luck I got with stuff. But I'm going to, it broke right in here, as you can tell. So I'm going to take this cable loose right here, all the way down, and I took all the hood loose here, took the hood off, or grill, whatever you want to call it. And you can see where my cable broke, frayed right there. And that way I can get in there a little bit easier. It's just 3 screws. I took the adjuster off of the lever there. Just unscrews. And let's see. Now I'm going to get down here to the clutch lever itself there on the engine there. I'm going to try to bend this little prong thing down here if I can, so I can slide it out. It'll let me. There you go. Now, see if it'll slide out. Let me get some. Normally I would take a pair of channel locks or something and hook them in right here, and I'd apply light pressure like that. I applied light pressure on that, and it's enough to slide this out. So now, let me slide this boot off. I'll probably be reusing it anyway. Little dust boot. Slide that out of there like so. And the cable's free. Now I just gotta snake it out. Let's see, I'll do this with one hand. There it is. One thing I do like to do though, before I install stuff, new stuff, this one actually came with a little boot on it. I want to line everything up and see if it's the same length, everything looks the same, yada yada yada. Alright, got those lined up pretty much the same. Has a little bit of a bend in it right there, but looks about right. It's a little bit longer at the end, but you got to take, in fact, the bends right there. Taking it down, that's just a straight shot. So we're good to go. Well, I got the cable routed in there. I just placed it in here loosely. Make sure you put this end. Make sure you put that little doodad on the cable on this side of this little holder thing, so it don't slide. So now I got the cable just ran in there in its spot right there, all the way up through there. Word of advice, when you're feeding it through, make sure you don't hit any wires and rip any wires out of the way, just being careless. You want to run it back through here, have the cable up where you have plenty of length on it, so when you're steering and stuff, it's not pulling and tugging on the cable. Maybe adjusting your clutch when you don't want it to, but got that all done. So now what we want to do is I'm going to take my channel locks here. I'm going to apply them right here and take some of the tension off that, basically applying the clutch so I can slide that cable in there. There's a little notch right there, as you can see, and you have this little doodad right there that the little metal piece, whatever you fold up there to hold it in place. So I'm going to do that real quick off camera because I can't hold this and do that at the same time. I only have 2 hands. Got the cable put back in its place. It's on this little notch there. Little things bolted back up to keep it from coming back out. Got this on this side of it. A little stopper thing, whatnot. It's on this side of this. Got the cable all the way around, all the way back up through here, and we're right here. Next leg of the race. Now, what you want to do is take this, screw it back in where it belongs, screw it in all the way, or as far as you want to go, pretty far, but right there, because you're going to have to adjust on it and everything. Now get all those lined up. There's notches cut out in it for a reason, all the way across through there. You'll take your cable, hook it back in its place on there. So hang on, there we go, just like so. Alright, so I got all that put back together. You slide the cable up in there and get it on the notch. I had to put the camera down because what you want to do sometimes, well, I have to do it, is turn the clutch a little bit, move it forward a little bit, just to give you some slack up here so you can slide it back in this little hole. But now we're going to want to take some slack out and tension this up, because you don't want all this slack. That's what you don't want. So you want to loosen this, the outer one, the smaller one, not the big one, and start taking out some of the slack. You'll see the little thing moving there, the lever moving to the clutch. You want just that much play in it. There's that much play, and then it's clutch. Release is good. Just take it on a hill. That's what I was just doing on this little hill right here. Take it on a hill and just see where it is and play around with it and adjust on it. Works perfect. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys liked it. It's just a short little video putting a clutch cable on it. That tie rodding kind of pissed me off, but what can you do? Guess not order cheap eBay tie rod ends. But anyway, hope you guys have a good day. Catch you in the next one.